everybody, welcome in. Okay, so this is a reading that I have not done in a while, as usual. According to astrology, this is like, which one do I pick? I will be left with nothing, right? Two sides of the coin. There could be a third here of maybe what you're trying to do, trying to get out there. Maybe you have the willpower and the strength, but you're not able to get it out there due to circumstances. I did post my favorite astrologer. He's in my link, okay, in the community section. If you go there, he's really funny, and he talks about it. You know how you're just in astrology, just kind of in that kind of hangover of the retrograde and the hangover and the week of trying to get stuff done but feeling frustration. You have it in you, or and that's the feeling. You have it in you. You can't get out of this, but you're restless, you're frustrated, and you have anger. Okay, maybe you feel like your efforts are wasted, or you're limited in success, or you limited yourself in success. All right. You could have had hidden enemies as well, right, during certain periods, which caused you not to grow and create things that you wanted to create. Maybe you had a little bit of boredom as well between now and as well here. But there's also a fear of the unknown or disorganization. So you may need to work on that. You could be finding more clarity within a change, right? Of the cycles of astrology, the cycles within what you're doing. But according to astrology, this is more like working on too much, too little. Maybe you're limiting yourself, not thinking of how great your potential is. I think that's the thing here is to looking, you could have been in a period of working beyond your means as well. Working too much or living beyond your means, spending too much. This is like the ups and the downs right now, okay? The moon's here, so you could have some secrets that you may need to tell yourself or tell others. This is really looking at, because it's all of a reversal, I look at it more like a masculine reading, okay? So, in other words, if this is a situation in a love situation, this could pertain to your masculine side of yourself, because we all hold the masculine and the feminine, but this can also relate to a actual person who you thought could have been your masculine as well. But turns out to be they were a false twin flame according to this reading, or a false soulmate, whatever you call it, right? A karmic. They didn't have the balls they needed to come together with you, because you're the high priestess. You have a higher power in your secrets. No one's going to tell you lies, and you know it. Okay? Their work because of the moon. All right? You're over here gaining your 10 of Pentacles, or at least trying to, due to the cosmology up in the world and astrology, trying to establish wealth and success. You've actually reached a state contentment to where you can, and that's the key. You had some struggles and setbacks, and that person, she or he could have set you back, from your growth, from your full potential. You're in a limited self mindset here. But this is all about how you do not, now the complacency needs to stop, okay? All right, you just stop remembering the bad things, remember the good things. All right, things are getting better for you. If you're the watcher here, you have the Hermit. Maybe you found a little bit of retreat, or they could be hermiting right now as well, if this is a person. The person had a lot of power issues, control. They were not right. They were an emperor. They could have been an Aries who was impulsive, pushy. They actually had a lot of fear. They didn't want to come forward. They actually needed to grow up. They need a lot of growing. Who is this fuck? Okay, so That's all I'm going to say about that one. This one, you guys have the Two of Wands. So organization needs to be key. They were actually had this person did not have any direction. They actually liked a like drama queen, drama king. You know, could have been a fuck boy. This could have been, you could have only met once, twice, who knows? Maybe it could have been just a little longer, maybe in another life, right? The connection was there spiritually, but nothing happened. This was this person had no willpower at all. Unfortunately, fire, water, and air. Yeah. I mean, there was a spark to putting some ambitions here, especially for you to put some ambitions towards you. I think you got stuck with the Two of Wands, or you are getting stuck right now. So if this is pertaining to the present moment versus a past person, you need to move on from the past person. We have a move on card here. FYI. Somebody's a liar. This is a person. Or you could be in the moon energy, you know, don't be that liar, right? This is also saying you could have hidden enemies at the moment. Somebody could be spying on you as well. They're actually heartbroken and shattered. You're not talking to them. I think you let the Knight of Wands go. I mean, they showed up as a knight. They were trying to be a king, but this is a Knight of Wands and a Knight of Pentacles. Somebody wanted to get money. I mean, they came out. They had no love to give to you at all. We don't see any hearts here. If this is a masculine, okay? Now, I do say that if this is a karmic, this looks to me like it was a karmic person or a false twin flame, because you feel that energy, right, of intensity, or you thought that was the person you were supposed to be with. No. This is like, who is this fuck? I mean, because they are not good. They're toxic. This is like, they have a lot of anger. They have a lot of restlessness. They're stuck in their own routine right now, and they have haste. I'd be wary of this person because they are still stuck in the past. They're going to keep trying to connect with you. Okay, a lot of the air energy is here. So they may reach out. They may continue to reach out. All right, I'm going to continue, but I'm going to log into my page here and go to my computer for just a second. And let's find some oops. Just give me 1 second. Digest all that, what I just said, if you have to. But yeah, so this is also speaking on, now that we have that Sun conjuncting Saturn, Aries, March 25th, which is today. This is a very serious moment here of the year. Okay, this will unfold for the next year. Sun conjuncting Saturn. So what begins becomes clear or requires a commitment now is going to define how responsible you are. Meaning responsibility, taking boundaries, structures, long-term efforts, all that, okay? So put this person behind you if this is a masculine. If this is your energy as a masculine, you need to level up because, which is what you're doing at the end. So you are doing that with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles to the High Priestess. So you have a higher power, and that higher power is your truth. Your truth is, yes, you've had your ups and downs, but the goal here is that you're going to establish that wealth and success, whether or not. So your resilience is at hand here, which is great. If this is a person, your focus is gone with them completely. So you need to chug it, okay? Let them go. Open your heart though. Keep your heart open and get some pets. And then your cycle here is faded here. something ending. So that totally is ending with that person, okay? For you to build that foundation. We had foundation twice. You need to focus on establishing family and security at this time. If you haven't, then you need to. More on security, gaining your finances. All right, let's clarify. Okay, so when in April 2027, you need to be working up until then. Okay, I will repeat that. You will need to work on your long-term efforts till April 2027, okay? To get to the Ten of Pentacles and to the Wheel of Fortune, to the High Priestess here, okay? You are the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles, which means you got the Nine of Pentacles, but you've been stuck in the Queen of Swords, bitter, cold, and harsh. So keep your heart open. Don't overwork and live beyond your means, because you could have felt some selfishness or anger or pettiness, especially if this is that person, towards them. So let that go. But it also can indicate here too that the Queen here is very strong, fierce and independent and confident. She can take care of herself. So knowing that you don't need somebody right now, that courage, that determination to come back to you, okay, to get to the Nine of Pentacles. Your Nine of Pentacles, you want to get prosperity and luxury. What are you actually building right now in your life, all right, to get where you want? And what's your focus for April 2027? You need to know that, because your actions right from now, spring to spring 2027 will bring actually the results of your actions. So choose wisely what and how you do it. That is going to be for the next 12 months, okay? Because this person was not for you. They were fluck boy, fluck girl, whatever you want to call it. Who is this person? They actually had a lot of damage. They're very toxic. They were sneaky. They talked behind your back. Gossip was here. They're angry. They're angry you're not talking to them. I'll give you that. But besides the point, let's just continue with you. Okay. So these are relationship cards. So express without blame. That could be to yourself. Directly express yourself without blaming, criticizing, or demanding. Right? So that's one of them. Uncover the growth of opportunity. Reveal your own growth edges that have been obscured by your focus on the other person. So that could have been the issue. You were obscured. The medicine is swallow with humility. And I'm not going to read you these, but this is about cleansing, regrow, find greater health in nature. Maybe you need to go out in nature, or you're thinking of your pattern or your circumstance is holding you back from the potential of your own evolution. Okay. And it also saying every experience you've had has informed you, changed you, and enabled you to advance to your path. So imagine yourself 2 years in the future. What gifts or lessons can you envision having received, okay, through this rocky issue, relationships or circumstances with people? All right. You need to create the conditions. I don't care. It is very hard. And that's what one of the astrologers was talking about that I posted in the community, how he's talking about how we can even sabotage ourselves in certain ways of not seeing our own great potential, right? Even with the circumstances or not, you can feel the resistance. How can you make it more inviting, more safer? Can you find other avenues where you can get your hopes and expectations out there, right, to the world? Right, post your message. Do you have the right circumstances to do that? And I don't think that you're seeing it that way. I think you're seeing it in a more of like, well, this internet, is going down or whatever the case may be. But I think this is more like, okay, I need to not do it at this location. Maybe I need to find a different time frame. I think that's the thing, is you have what you need right now, and you're thinking you don't because of the circumstances. It's allowing you to do it, but then you're frustrated because the circumstances are showing up. You're like, well, I've gotten here, I've gotten this far to get me to this place. but it's not working with my schedule, or it's not, or I have to lose this job to do this one because this is my plan B choice, my only option. And you don't want to be left with no options, so you have to figure it out, right? And that's the theme for this week. This is also about saying you need to build, right? Till the spring 2027. These are not light, superficial energies, I'm not going to lie. The sun meets Saturn, so it's becoming real, honest, and actually difficult. So this is a moment where your reality meets your intentions, and the universe to just simply ask that powerful question. What are you willing to build right now? Or actually, what can you build? You need to separate intent from impact. This is more of asking yourself sincerity, curiosity, listen for positive motivations along the way. Maybe you have like feel unaware of what's impacting you, so maybe you need to pinpoint that. So that's why there could be frustrations, but this is also about something that you didn't enjoy or what you're not enjoying right now. What people intend to do is often quite different from what ends up happening. All right. Some of you actually may feel a little sad or lonely or overwhelmed with responsibilities at this moment. This is really, the transit right now is actually showing you what you feel you should ask yourself, like what previous actions or choices have led me here. It looks like there was a past person that may have, or a person, two people actually. We have a knight and we have a king, Knight of Pentacles and a Knight of Wands. So two people could have put you in a position. I see it as one person that held you back from growth, and the other person that's holding you back from trying to help you, trying to get you to, you're not able to take action because of this other person for some reason. And it could be that either A, you live with the person, B, you could have children, C, that I think that you're just actually just limiting yourself of your own potential of what you know you can do. And I think you're frustrated because you know you can and you have that in you. So this is also saying that there's limitations that are showing up in your body and mind right now, delays, obstacles, or lower energy, because the Saturn is about limitations or challenges. So people are going to feel this lower energy. So slow down, and it's actually making us slow down. That's forcing us. So we need to be have moderation here. What you're eating, what you're saying to yourself, observing what you feel. Saturn rules karma, so understand the consequences here. And you get what you give, okay? That's just straight up. This person who was the past person, which I have read for, who was considered, maybe you thought was a divine masculine, wasn't. Karmic, whatever the case may be. I mean, they had so much bad energy here. I don't even want to read it, but let's just go ahead and keep going here. So this, not a lot of people like Saturn right now because it faces the consequences of their own actions. Let me tell you why. You need to have discipline, maturity, and boundaries. So you're putting a boundary up with this other person, saying no. If they keep coming back, and you're just not replying, that's great. Keep doing that. Yet Saturn, though, here is saying it rewards patience. You need to be patient with yourself. Have integrity and consistent effort while exposing what is unsustainable or misaligned. You may feel this misalignment in terms of where you're not able to get spiritually aligned with the universe to promote your self out into the world. You can't get there, right? Like you're struggling with that. The consistency. Okay, because you've been frustrated, you're slowly moving. This is a slowly moving, deliberately, and deliberately saying, you need to think long term, okay? Saturn rules time. So we have time here with fate, karma, and something ending and something beginning. So this is kind of like this is like, you need to get it together if you haven't. And I think what's going on is you've been trying to get it together. And so you need to work on what is established here. It tends to be stable. Once you pull it together, reliable and long lasting. You just got to keep the consistency for it to become stable. This transit is acting like a cosmic audit. In other words, this is not the cost. hidden fallacy where you buy something, not like that, and you're like, oh, I have to now do it. You don't want to be in that cost hidden fallacy concept, financially speaking, right? With this. This is more like you auditing where you're at, where you've been, and showing us in a review of how we keep showing up and whether our foundations are going to support us in the future. We claim we want. Okay? So when it is solid, it becomes stronger. So whatever you're doing, what is unstable is going to fall away. All right. The Hermit in itself is that too much, too little. So knowing your concept of how much you're giving and how much you're taking and receiving and not living beyond your means, getting back into your heart. Pets are here. The person you need to move on from was a complete liar. They're not finished with you. I'll give you that. They they could be overworking or living beyond their means as in here but the point here is wasted efforts, limited success. So they could have had something with you, but they wasted their time with you. They're frustrated over the situation. They wanted control and they were pushy, aggressive. They weren't giving you. They breadcrumbed you. Okay, and now you're here. 10 of Pentacles. Your goal is that you're working hard and you've stayed working hard, whether it's at this B job that you don't like, right? You're trying to do a side hustle, right? Like something else on the side to create income. So now's the time where you need to create that income you don't know whether you should get rid of the B job or keep it halfway. So you're kind of at that point where you're passing through the veil here. You're provided with information that's useful for you at this time that's going to help you, assist you. So you need to be careful of what you're watching, what you're reading. Reading psychology, the human dilemma, books, stuff like that I read. I can always recommend you really good books. So who feels the conjunction the most? This is going to be a strong impact here. We did have fire signs that are going to be feeling those. So that's the supportive energy here, the fire signs. Leo, Sagittarius. These are the initiators of the zodiac. Saturn's going to ask them to step into a greater maturity and responsibility regarding the direction of their lives. So these signs are going to be experiencing more like decisions, commitments, reality checks for fire signs. We got the cardinal signs. They're going to feel the pressure 0 through 8 degrees of these signs. And cardinal is also going to be Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. They're going to actually feel the strongest. Okay. The supportive will be Leo and Sag, the fire signs. This transit here is going to help the ground ambition and the focus energy towards long-term goals. Also supportive as well for air signs, Gemini and Aquarius. These signs actually may gain some clarity according to their structured plans. For me, hopefully Libra's in there, but Libra's in a challenging adjustment. Okay, they're actually challenged right now because Aries sits opposite of Libra. This energy actually may highlight for Libra boundaries between self and others, relationship commitments, long-term partnership realities, anything like that, right? So they're actually gaining some clarity in terms of how they're going to structure their plans, and they're strategically thinking because of that. But Gemini and Aquarius, let's go back. They're actually towards their long-term goals of ambition, financial focus energy. They're more of a supportive energy here as well. We have honest conversations for Libra too, may emerge in decisions. So let's do a cycle review. From March 11th to the March 12th, these were lessons that we had, right? Let's just kind of go back for a minute here. Hopefully I have enough. We had mental health awareness, addictions, and escapism. So this is all from Saturn and Pisces to bring that structure and responsibility. We had emotional boundaries, organization of inner chaos, grounding dreams, separation from fantasy and reality. So emotional boundaries, all that, right? So Pisces required us to clean up the emotional ocean and to bring our discipline towards the inner world. Many people actually said goodbye to dreams, visions, or relationships that were unrealistic or unhealthy. So here's what is Saturn in Pisces says, hey, let's sober up now. emotionally and spiritually. So now we're in Aries, builds a new one here. And this is talking about the focus from endings to beginnings. We have the cycle card. What are you ready to commit to and build next? This is saying you need to be the leader of your life, make mature decisions, courage with discipline, initiatives for sustainable long term as well. Facing serious questions are going to be key here. This actually is not an impulsive energy for Aries. Aries energy for the cosmologies of this new phase with Saturn, but this is talking about a major energetic context because several cycles just have completed. Okay, the Pisces chapter of closure and dissolution, and then we also had the Mercury retrograde in Pisces, ending fog, mental fog, confusion. We actually are in a threshold here, and this is a collective push towards forward movement, so it's time to focus on what needs to come next. Okay, so this conjunction is happening alone. Several of these transits are actually helping you and everybody else shape the next moment, right? So Saturn forms the sextile with Pluto and Aquarius for the next few weeks. So being mindful of what represents for you freedom, innovation, authenticity, and social structures around what is grounded and powerful, right? What's bringing sustainability? What is keeping you connected towards the future? This is actually for long-term change, aligning with your personal goals, steps towards independence and authenticity, future visions, anything that's going to align with your personal goals. This is the energy, okay? With Aries taking action and Aquarius vision here working together, they're working together. They're actually going to help you a great deal. All right, so when Venus meets Chiron in Aries, this is the same sign activated from the Sun and the Saturn. Not to confuse you with all the verbiage, but this is helping you heal around relationships, self-worth, money and values, independence and identity. These wounds that are connected here can be rejection or confidence. This could be where you're at. This is the purpose of healing and growth. You can be rejecting somebody right now, and that's helping you to heal and grow. This could be also rejecting things of your worth, money and values, right? How you see things or relationships, cutting them off. This Mercury direct after meeting the North Node, though, this is about karmic direction. We have karma here. So this is a great period for you guys. This is talking about clearer thinking after confusion. What is guiding you next? Important realizations are going to be showing up for you. Oh my God, I need to get out of bed and do this. Or, oh my God, I'm ready now. Like, why haven't I been doing this all along? You know, that mentality. You're like, what? I wasn't in the mindset, right? So you're looking at how the mindset is really part of this as well, the clearer thinking and getting rid of the confusion. You know, maybe like you were clearing up a lot of the past stuff. All right. Eclipses actually reveal what must end and what is ready to begin. So you could have received some eclipse lessons and messages. What is Saturn asking us from now? Saturn does not require shortcuts, okay? This is talking about what you need to do right now is going to last for years, okay? So you need to be really respecting time and energy and sacred resources to build that realness. Commitment to decisions that will shape your future and take responsibility for your path, okay? So Saturn does have a good memory, so results here are going to have delays, but they always come. So the effort that you had made over the past year wasn't for nothing. I'm not going to say that it wasn't, but the boundaries you held, the difficult truths that you faced, and the discipline you maintained have not gone unnoticed because you actually see what actions of the 12 months have led you for you to see the karmic checkpoint, like it's checking you off. I'm auditing you. The doors actually for a lot of things did close for a lot of people. This is solid. Keep it closed. Don't pick it back up. Don't text them back. Don't email them. Don't whatever. If this was the past karmic person that held you back, which I think was a person, actually 2 people, but here's what I'm saying. If you're still with somebody right now, you're still able to move, okay, with what you're doing. So that's not affecting you, that other person. What are you ready to commit to for the next chapter? So releasing and beginning. So that's where we're at. I'm going to pull, hopefully you guys got something out of it here. And I'm going to say that this person is very upset. They could have actually somebody pregnant at this time. Or they wanted you to get pregnant. Okay. Last but not least, I'm going to pull a couple of these yoga cards to find out what you need to be doing for yoga today. Okay, you need to do, don't define yourself by pushing to feel a stretch. That's the feeling. You could be feeling like you need to go into emptiness, the void from within, and feel the anchor of your legs, all right? So you could be feeling this push to feel. In this push, that's where I think, let's pull one more. Yeah, you're giving birth to like a baby bird to unwrap your wings into your own birth. So letting your chest flutter with the heartbeat. You get a little more delighted with the mystery, if nothing else. So you're focusing on the reflection here. This is a supported relaxation pose. So you could be needing to do some more relaxation and focus to create this movement forward, right? How this strategy will look. But I think this is more like you needing to get moving. And this is extended standing forward fold. Okay. So practicing that one, and then let's pull you one more. The secret to keep watching, the knots will untie themselves. So you need to maybe take more yoga poses such as twisting. All right, in the twist, you're working your diaphragm and your breath, and in the inhale and the exhale of releasing the lactic acid, and also the spine, which is important. You're working those 45 muscles in your stomach, but the back of the spine is going to be key because that's the liquid gold that you need to come up all the way to your pineal gland to between your third eye, right? So this is going to be important for you because the ease of the symmetry of the foundation of your legs is to give rise first and then to rise your spine in the wind. So you're in the wind right now. Let's just say that. You're looking over your shoulder like, this is what I'm capable of. This is what I'm going to do. Gaining that focus. All right, my friends. That is all I have. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you got something out of it. And I don't think I missed anything. And hopefully you caught up. I talk really fast. I haven't put a video out. So I appreciate you watching. Please like, hit the subscribe button. Maybe hype me. I hype a lot of people. But please watch my astrologer. He gives really great readings right now. He makes you laugh, okay? I was laughing so hard earlier. But yes, we're all feeling this push, right? To move, to get it together. So thanks for watching. Have a great, wonderful week and happy spring break if you're on it. All right, ciao.